Well, I've been practicing. I was just feeling good. I was thinking about like joy,
Well, let's
Ikigai.
put that in there for
And-
starters. Because I want to jump in before you say anything else.
Yeah.
From the first walk and talk that we ever did, what do you think the main goal from my perspective was?
Me to feel good.
Pardon?
Me to feel good.
Yeah, isn't that incredible? And
Yeah.
here we are, 10 years later, and Sandy's finally working on it.
Yeah. That's it.
What
It's
now?
just
What's
long.
going on here now? That if nothing else, this has got to show the power of Scarlet,
Yeah.
and it's got to show that there's something more important than
Than
happiness.
conscious.
No,
Yeah.
than happiness. Okay.
Yeah.
Happiness is just something the conscious mind does,
Mm.
but it gets its happiness from the unconscious. System 1 has to put happiness on the belt. Something in the brain has to decide that happiness is the most appropriate thing for the System 2 to feel. What we talk about for the Android. The computer has to analyze everything and decide that happiness is the thing that he wants the Android to feel. Yeah?
Yeah. That seems to be the case.
And it's clearly, to me, what the computer's doing is it's using the Android to get what it wants for X, whatever X is. And it seems to me that X is kind of a random thing produced by evolution. And it's whatever's prominent at any particular time. And certainly way up there is for the Android to feel happy. So much of what we do seems to be driven from the Android experiencing pleasure or the Android experiencing pain. But really it's about the computer. I mean, this is a fucking... I don't expect you guys to feel like I do, but I'm very, very excited. So what's happened is for 10 years, and this is why I want to take time out of it, because I really think that time was arsenal. I think it was the algorithm the data that's been fucked up for 10 years. You don't need 10 years. And again, for the camera, the classic example I like to give is the guitar playing. I could learn something, it could take me a month, but I could teach it in 2 hours. The time is arsenal in most cases. And here's the unfortunate thing. Let me tell you how it works. You point out to people time is arsenal. That's different from their gut instinct. Scarlet kicks in, they've got to defend time. Even though time requires no defense, time doesn't care. But Scarlet goes in, and this is one of the reasons why it's taking you 10 years, because Scarlet, your brain, it was more important to your brain that the Android felt shitty.
Yeah.
As long as you were getting X, as long as the computer was getting X. Strategy 1, Android feels shitty. Android feel uncomfortable. Android feel threatened. Android do this, Android do this, Android do, and it kept doing the wrong shit. So this is what I've been doing, I think, a thrill. I've been communicating directly with your computer and watching what the Android does. And for 10 years I've failed. And here you are, 10 years after the first walk. Do you think I was out there walking because I wanted to, I don't know, test the boots I was wearing at the time?
No.
What do you think I was doing out there walking with you?
Well, you're trying to get me to change my behaviour to feel good, so
Well,
that
I
we
don't
could work
think that's what
together,
you
so
thought.
that you could.
I thought at the time, like when I ask you questions like that, you'd say, I don't know, because you just, it seemed like your brain was found it impossible with the data it had to conceive altruism of that level.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
So
I could
it's
see
much more likely that Aldi was doing it for some other reason and lying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yet
you
here
do
we are
it.
10 years later, as soon as you say, my brain goes, wow, breakthrough after 10 years. And that's not to
And
say
it's
that you
all-
haven't said it in the past.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so back to you.
Yeah, so really, it's the program. I noticed, like, no matter how I was trying to focus on my receipt, it was basically
And
the
I'm
Cobalt X.
having trouble hearing each syllable you're saying.
All right, okay, I'll tell it clearly. It's basically Cobalt X that I was doing.
Okay, again, I'm going to interrupt.
Yeah.
Now, how long has the Cobalt X experiment been in operation?
A couple of years.
And how much has your Android actually experienced you doing Cobalt X?
Not a lot. Sort of very.
So it's very interesting. So again, data and information is given clearly and repeated regularly to the computer, and the computer still ignores it and says, "Oh no, I'm going to get the Android to feel a bit more scarlet, a bit more superiority, a bit more anger, a bit more confusion, a bit more." But no Cobalt X. I'm not doing Cobalt X, and this is what I see. So to me, this is a huge breakthrough today. You guys can see a bit more of what I'm doing. And again, Sandy came up with this. The computer Android analogy is much, much more effective than System 1, System 2, conscious, unconscious, dummy, controller, anything else. This is really clear, or much clearer.
Yeah. Because it takes care of this thing about feeling. Because we associate too much with a controller with consciousness. So all it is more mental gymnastics.
Well, what we're doing really is giving the Android, it has a physical shape. It all has its kind of autonomy, and this is much more accurate way of viewing the conscious mind. The conscious mind feels like it has conscious thought. It feels like it is the decider. I mean, since yesterday, I've heard about 3 or 4 lectures where people are saying, "Oh, you're not deciding." Of course, you're fucking deciding. It's just they don't know what you is. They don't realize you includes the computer. In fact, you is the computer. They still think it's a fucking Android, and these are the top people in the world trying to solve top problems, and they don't even fucking understand what we accept now as fundamental and basic. So, Sandy, first of all, what he's done different today is he's finally doing the thing that he should have been doing 10 years ago. But his data said, no, you don't take responsibility for how you feel and look at how you feel. What you do is this. You fuck the Android up until somebody else tries to fix the Android, then you get fixed. You go to the back of the cave, you curl up, and then mummy will come along and give you medicine and feed you and stuff.
But also, I think what helped was the easy thing about the screen and movie.
That was a good one as well.
And this is like a movie as well, you know. You don't have to react
what
to
the
it.
screen does, this is for the camera, because today this is a video I'm going to upload. It's going to be short, sweet. I uploaded a lot of information, a lot of data here, and a lot of reflection on Australia. I mean, what are the odds of anybody in Australia doing what we're doing right now?
Very low.
But that's okay. That's not their job. Their job is to get by until they die.
Well, that's what their computers do.
And unfortunately, they impose their errors onto people they love. And people they love can't tell them, or people who love them can't tell them anything. Because they're just not going to spend 35 years looking into this. They're just not going to meet in the morning with other people and discuss this. They've got jobs to go to. They've got television to watch. They have dinner to prepare that evening. Somebody has to fucking do this. Now I'm gonna do it. And I think you guys sense that.
Yeah.
And you want to put at least enough in to share some information. But I'm going to suggest to you, it's not nearly enough. The pot is getting hot. Open University was a step down for me. Okay, because really, this is where the real research is happening.
I think so.
Okay, so I just want to repeat, the screen thing is this. The screen thing removes you from the environment.